So you both graduate and think, like, we're moving back to Oklahoma, let's give it a go. Like, how does that all work out?
Well, I graduated 2020. He just graduated a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So he was a year behind
Congrats.
me.
No, thanks.
And it was my senior year, January, and I got a job offer in New York City, which was kind of, like
the dream. Yeah.
Exactly. Like a little Oklahoma girl. I was like,
Right.
I want to get out of here. I want to go to New York City, be a designer. So it was kind of a dream for me, especially like senior year. I'm like, oh, I'm good to go. I got a job all lined out. Well, then, COVID kind of happens and starts to unfold.
And nobody wants to go to New York ever.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Yeah.
So we moved back home. I think it was like the very beginning of April because we were stuck in a little apartment in Savannah. And I was like, Oklahoma with my family in a yard or in a little apartment.
Right.
So we both moved back and finished up like school. And around in May, I got an email saying that they had to rescind my offer because New York was just shut down. Yeah. So kind of then we were like, what do we do? And so during your senior year of school, you work on, as a fashion student, you create a collection, and the collection has an inspiration behind it. And I chose to take inspiration from the engineering legacy in my family. I was like the only artist in my family. My sister's an engineer, my dad's an engineer, all the cousins, everyone just like all kind of, dorky
Locally
engineers.
in Edmond as well?
No, actually, they're kind of spread out all throughout the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah, my family's primarily from like up New York, Connecticut area.
Okay.
And my dad moved down here. It was actually his dad had an engineering job down here, and then my dad went to OSU, got an engineering job here, and that's kind of how we are here now. But so I wanted to then create a collection where I kind of combined the analytical side that I grew up hearing about every single night at the dinner table with my artistic side. So that's where that's like where the birth of Nash was, and actually Nash is a family last name.
Okay.
So it comes from like the main inspiration would be it's my great great grandfather Louis H. Nash. He was like a famous inventor and engineer. He had like hundreds of patents on pumps and a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
So he was like what started, I guess, all the engineers in the family, and from then he started his own company, tons of stuff from there. So I took like old drawings from his inventions, actual elements from his inventions, and created a kind of technologically advanced collection, just a 6-look collection.
Yeah.
So like some of them were smart garments. This is so funny. I don't know if you know what Flex Seal is. It's like the liquid rubber.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to create my own waterproof textile.
Okay.
So I coated a fabric in Flex Seal liquid rubber and dried, and it made like the perfect waterproof poncho. So several garments in the collection are covered in Flex Seal. Sent it to them. They loved it. So they sponsored all the Flex Seal. They sent me like tubs of Flex Seal, a bunch of merch. Yes. They sent me like stickers, like tons of merch. It was so much fun.
Cool.
But just like dumb stuff like that, trying to push, to the next level of like technology and fashion, because I mean, a lot of people, I guess, are becoming aware of how bad the fashion industry is right now. Like it's the second, I mean, at least what I was taught in school, it's the second most polluting industry in the world.
Right.
And it's a big problem. Yeah. And the fact that we can pretty much fully automate and make cars and send people to the moon, like, why can't we fix these problems?
Right.
And a lot of it is because there's no way to like automatically make garments. Like everything has to still be hand put together. There's no way to just throw fabric in a machine. Yeah. So the whole idea of solving these problems, like I truly believe if engineers and like, the creatives were to come together, but it's like what my dad and my sister say, and like what you mentioned earlier, you go to a store and you're like, I want that. And once you like something, you're just going to get 10 different colors of that, and that's going to be your wardrobe. Yeah. So that's kind of the issue is, I feel like a lot of the people that could solve these problems are just like, fashion. Like, we need to be sending people to the moon. We don't need to be
And it's interesting knowing your family history. Like, you will probably, if you didn't have that family history, you wouldn't be interested in fixing it either.
Exactly.
Because of your engineering legacy and background, you're like, hang on a second. Like, there's part of my DNA that tells me that I can fix this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after, I guess, we received the news, and the senior collection was just so much fun to work on, and he had been helping me along the way with all of like the digital stuff and kind of how to promote myself. And after I received the news, I remember I came downstairs and I told my family, and my mom was just like, so what are you going to call your brand? I'm like, I never thought of myself as like an entrepreneur. I never thought of, because I knew how doomed the fashion industry is.
And
I was
this was a project for you for a school.
Exactly.
Never thinking.
And very conceptual also. Like, I had a garment with a turn signal in the back, like with a remote control turn signal. Like one had a thermometer, and it was just very conceptual. Obviously, you can tone it down and make it more ready to wear. But
That's awesome.
From then, all summer, we just bought industrial machines.
And this was all last summer.
Yes, this was last summer. And really in school, we weren't taught how to be entrepreneurs. We were taught how to go into the industry and work for someone else. Because
no one teaches you budgets and stuff like that, do they?
No. And it's mostly like they want you to play it safe, basically.
Yeah,
it's like you just go find a job. You'll be fine. You know?
Yeah. This is your little project. We're now going to the real world. Like, become a buyer or whatever it is. Yeah.
So starting, I mean, most brands, they outsource to other countries because it's extremely cheap to have garments made there, and then they ship it, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
Even like sometimes people don't design their own garments. Manufacturers are like, this is what we have in stock.
Okay.
Take it. And that's like a lot of the clothing stores around here. That's like what it is. So starting a clothing brand where we make all the garments, and because of COVID, I wasn't even going to mess with trying to find a manufacturer because there's like a year-long wait list at a lot of the ports. So we're like, okay, let's do it ourselves. I mean, I have all summer, so we bought industrial machines that showed up on a semi-truck in my parents' driveway. They had no instructions, none. Showed up these crazy industrial machines. And I'd never used them before. I've just used like a regular sewing machine at school. We sewed everything, but yeah, so all summer was figuring how to do that. They have like motors. You have to put oil in them. Like, it is crazy.
It's a big operation.
There's this big one that sounds like an airplane every time you turn it on because it has a big vacuum, like a vacuum in it, and it like starts sounding like an airplane.
It sounds like I'm about to take off whenever I'm sewing.
Well, you're also still going to school at this point.
At that point, I was. Yeah.
So you're like, I'm helping out, but I'm also got to pass my classes too.